What's up? What's up? And Divine 83, Nick Divine. Just waiting for people to come in, getting myself situated. Sorry I'm a little late. All right. Forged and Wire, what's up? Bones, what's up? So I put in the description, obviously, the Springer X RDA and the reverse Staggerton, which basically is that Chianti? Hippie Geraldo, Redneck Vapor, Dan, what's up? So the reverse Staggerton would basically be um, it would be round wire in the middle and then ribbon on the outsides. Now this is a little different than what I'm going to do. This is actually groove fused. I actually want to make the spacing and get the wire and the spacing. I just couldn't find a picture in my feed of that build. Um, so that's what I want to put in the Springer after we look at it. Dan, Stanley, Brian, what's up? Yeah, technically it's not a Staggerton, but I've always just called it the reverse Staggerton because it's done basically the same way, but you reverse the wires. You put the round in the middle and the ribbon on the outside. Mark, what's up? Springer finally here. Yep. I'm kind of excited on this one, especially since I opened it and looked at the springs and they're actually pretty strong. Derek, what's up? I have not built it yet. This will be the first time I put a build in it. I actually have a couple aliens sitting here, so we can just kind of look at it before I put the other build in there. Yeah, I'm not going to do Groove Fuse tonight, though, but I do have a Groove Fuse video. It's actually, the Groove Fuse video is actually the first live video I did on YouTube. Alright. So, Springer X RDA by Tiger Tech. Pretty nice box. I ended up getting to heat treat it. It's got huge airflow. It moves very nicely. It kind of closes down. It's kind of got almost like a key shape. It's a very tall RDA. It's got 3 holes, so you can do single airflow. It gives it a completely different look if you use this thing on there. See, because when you take this off, it exposes the top, which is kind of a weird shape. Guess it's kind of cool, I guess. It almost looks a little, I don't know. Looks more unfinished, but whatever. I kind of just like the drip tip it came with, though. So I'm going to leave that on. All day vape. There's actually, I don't see a serial number on it at all so far. But whatever. I like how the top cap goes on. It's got good tolerance, but it's not like crazy hard to get off. Extremely deep juice well. It's like super deep. Andrew, what's up? Boxes are looking really good, man. I guess it's got the Tiger Tech symbol down there. And there's the pins. Give me 1 second. I want to grab my, there's a couple things I want to grab right now. I want to grab something to stand this up on. Give me 1 sec. One more thing I got to do. So I thought this RDA looked pretty cool from the jump. I figured as long as the springs were strong, that they succeeded in doing what they had to do. So I'm pretty glad to see that the springs are strong. I'm pretty certain they're going to be strong enough to hold your build and keep the connection good. I know Ramo to you likes this RDA. He hasn't had no complaints about it. I've never really heard anybody complain about it, but I haven't really seen a lot of people with it also. Actually, I think Ramo might be the only person I've ever seen with it. I don't think I've ever seen any other builder use it. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Usually when a new kind of RDA comes out, you see at least 10 to 20 builders have it. Justin, what's up? I always like side airflow too. The big side airflow holes. I'm always a fan of side airflow. It's probably my favorite, really. I like bottom and top, but I'm good with just the side. Alright, there you go. Now I'm ready. So, the springs are very strong. It's kind of hard to show you how strong they are, but apparently they are some kind of special spring. Oh shit, you get a bunch of goodies in here too. Look at that. Pop the top on the thing. Let's see what they gave me. Let's see all the stuff they gave me that I'll never use. Oh, damn. You get some fused Claptons in there? Look at that. Some cotton. Oh, they give you extra springs. That's smart. That's really smart. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good idea. Alright, well this will give you an idea how big the springs are and how strong they are. It looks like there's no squonk pin in this one, which this will be the first RDA in a while that there was no squonk pin. But I mean, it's damn near a tank how big the juice well is. It's literally hard for me to press this down when it's not in the button. Like the button gives you more leverage to push. Yeah, you see the pins kind of hidden in there. The posts are huge. Yeah, people keep talking about that Ampus. This is the Springer X. I don't even think I've seen Ampus RDA. Lots of people talk about that when I talk about this. I guess they're both spring-loaded. But I know, I was kind of seeing if there was any directions in here, because I know that these springs are some sort of special springs. Like they're used for something. I don't know if it's automotive or, I forget. Yeah, that juice well's huge. I actually never even noticed that until now, how big it is. And I like to heat treat it. I'm starting to like heat treat it RDAs a lot. But this juice well is humongous. I mean, obviously, this is a 24 millimeter RDA also. And then the holes. The holes are humongous for your coils. There's 4 holes on each side. On the top, there's 2 big holes on the end, 2 slightly smaller holes in the middle, and then 2 round holes on the bottom. Most likely, I'll only be using the top 2 holes on each post. Suck My Mod did a review on the Ampus. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Rip Tripper did too. So I guess if you wanted to change the springs, you would unscrew that Allen key. This would pop out, and you could change your springs. If you can see that Allen key right there. That Allen key is keeping this top piece on. So they give you an Allen key to unscrew that, so you could change out your springs if you ever need to. Yeah, Ray was saying that too. Maybe they should have just left it one big hole, you know? Maybe. Maybe they should have. I don't know. I think I might see a problem. I don't know. I don't know. I like it. I like this design, but I could see how maybe one big hole would just be better. I could do it without the 2 small holes, but I also see why they're there for your round wire builds or smaller builds. So I do have a couple aliens here that I'm going to install. Actually, I may even install in this and vape them after we do the build, which seems kind of backwards, but if the build goes well, I may want to take pictures of it. So let me just throw these coils in just to see how easy it is, how well it holds, because I think it seems kind of obvious to me that a big build is going to hold very well in here. The bigger the build, the easier it's going to hold. I think the smaller the build, the harder it's going to be to hold. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, when you press down on a spring, the more you press down, the more resistance it's going to press back up. So if I just push this a little, it's easy, but if I try to press all the way, it's a little harder. And plus, do you see this little hole here? Like, look at the big holes right here. See, they're always slightly open. I'm going to fill these holes good. I'm going to fill them hard. V-Dog, what's up? So you see how that's open? That means my build obviously has to be bigger than that hole, I would think. So it looks like I may have to use the 2 middle holes for regular aliens. So these are 27 gauge stainless steel aliens. They were kind of, I was making a bunch, and these are like the 2 messed up ones. They're not really messed up too much. They're just not perfect to sell. So I'm going to install it just like I would install any other coil. Now I could just press the 2 buttons down. Alright, so it sits up high, that coil. Shit, I may even want it to do it upside down. How I bend my leads. You may even want to flip it around. I'm not sure where that air hole comes in at. But man, that builds high when it's a small build like that. But it's definitely holding strong. Like I could pull on this. It's not going no. I would have to pull the shit out of it for it to go anywhere. It's definitely holding it really good. So let me see where the hole lines up with this coil after I cut the leads. I want to see if it would be smarter for me to just flip the coil upside down so it kind of points down a little bit rather than be that high up. No, yeah. So at this point, the coil, it's hard to see. The air would be coming underneath the coil, which is kind of good. My coil's definitely high up in this deck. So it may or may not be good to just drop it down a little bit. Just like that's probably good. Oh yeah, that's much better. So yeah, I would suggest you drop your coils down a little bit after you install them if you bend your leads like I do. Oh, you won the waffle? Awesome, dude. That's fucking great. You got a fucking goon with Enigma coils in there and you helped out the team? That's fucking what's up. And what'd you buy? 3 tickets? So you spent 15 bucks? Or no? Or was it $10? So you spent 30 bucks. I'm gonna try to talk them into doing mine at like $5 a ticket and just doing more tickets. Yeah, 30 bucks for a Goon 1.5 and a Enigma coil set. Pretty cool. Alright, so just like any other coil, I'm gonna pop this out. I'm gonna get the other alien coil. I'm gonna pop it in. Let go of the buttons. Gotta put it in a little more. Drop it down a bit. Cut the leads. Alright. Push the buttons down. I pressed in the other coil. And now you just got to straighten them out. So you just press down, play with them. I actually thought getting both coils in was going to be a bitch, but it was actually very easy. Pretty much just as easy as putting one coil in. And that's what's good about it, is if you just have to adjust, you just press down, adjust it, that's it. Done. You know what? Here's what we'll do. I'm going to fire this bad boy up now. I'm going to vape it while I'm building the other coil. There's an idea. And then if I want to put the other coils in, I'll just take these out, put them back in later. So I've never made these exact aliens before. I'm kind of interested to see how good they are. I really like 27 gauge aliens, but these are 27 gauge stainless steel and 38 nichrome. So I'm glowing, I'm glowing. Yeah, the new recoil looks pretty fucking cool. I think I'm going to try to order that as soon as possible, make that a video up on here. Alright. I don't know how anybody couldn't see the new recoil. Things all over the place now. Yeah, I don't have a regular whatchamacallit. So before fire, it's a .1. That's pretty much what I thought. Usually 27 gauge comes in at about a .14 when it's nichrome. After fire, it's usually a .12 at this point, but it's stainless steel, so .1 to start. It's probably going to be a .12 when all said and done. 5 wraps around a 3mm. No 521. I do have a Coil Master, which we'll call it, but I don't really use it. I usually just use the DNA. No, and they actually just I haven't got a care package yet. They actually just sponsored me. We just got done like talking about stuff, so I haven't got the first package. It's coming though. They did send me a thing saying it's in the mail. So So I usually just keep it at this 15 watts. Pulse it, rake it, no pinching in the beginning. Pinching just puts hot spots in different places. Pinching's good later if you need to get the coil tighter. Then you could pinch it when it's glowing. And then while it's cooling. And I'm going to put it up to like 30. Thanks, Dwayne. And it looks like it's glowing just like any other coil, so the connection's good. And now besides raking, I also do one of these deals. It's already turning kind of bluish because there's stainless in there. At 30 watts. Stainless needs a lot less heat to color. Colors up very quick and the color disappears very quick on stainless. Nichrome sticks around a little longer. Alright, and now that I don't see no hot spots and it's just glowing unevenly, I'm going to put it up to about 65. Yeah, triple 27 gauge cores, stainless steel. And now that they're glowing fairly even, there's no hot spots. Now I could pinch them to get them tight. And this may even put a hot spot in it. But I'll get my coils tight, rake them again if there is any hot spots. See, yep, there's some hot spots coming out. Rake them out. And done. Everything's glowing even at the same time. Connection on this RDA is good. So far I like it. It would literally have to vape like shit for me not to like this thing anymore. It succeeded with the springs. Connections made. It's a big cool deck. Strum and penetrate the hole. That's what you gotta do. That's right. Nice call. Nichrome wrap. Nichrome 30 wrap. Alright. Alaska in the house. Oh shit. What's 30? What's up, Tony? Oh, and look at what it ends up at. Let me let it cool down, because it did just say 80, Nichrome 80. Nichrome 30? You know about a Nichrome 30? I know 90, but I use Nichrome 80 almost all the time. I've never really heard of 30. .38 gauge Nichrome. Did I say 30? Oh, sorry. .38 gauge Nichrome wrap. Alright, let me let it cool down so we can get a good reading on it. I'll get some cotton out. cotton bacon. Cotton bacon, cotton bacon. Well, we only did one thing, but you're the first raffle. That raffle is pretty much for the t-shirts, and we got to get the team t-shirts first in order to. This Springer, I literally just opened it and started using it. I have not used it at all. This is literally the first build I put into it. I literally opened it up, tested the springs, put it back until today. So, but so far I'm liking it. I mean, it would literally have to vape like shit for me not to like it, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's got a concave top. Looks like the airflow is pretty cool. It's a bit big, but it makes up for the bigness with a deep juice well, so you can keep it filled up. You just got to make sure that them coils are down. In fact, I want to put them down a little more because now that I'm thinking about it, my wicks are going to be super long if I don't. They're going to be long enough as it is. Oh, yeah? You're designing an RTA with Tiger Tech. Awesome. Alright. .12. After it's cooled down, 0.13. And stainless does that. It'll just keep climbing the more I heat it. That's just how stainless is. It's about a 0.12, 0.13. What's up, Drew? Just want to make sure that it's going to hit the bottom of that deck. And I just like to comb my cotton to get it straight and to get all the little particles out of it. If you do this, you'll start to see little particles flying out of the cotton. And I imagine that the juice will keep it down anyway, and it's probably not going to fly into my lungs. But I've actually always had good luck just combing the cotton, getting it straight, just the way I wick. Makes it look a little nicer when it's done. And I pull all this little nappy stuff off. Cut away anything stray. Nice and neat. Now I gotta get my juice. I don't know where the hell I put my new juice at, so give me a second. Alright. I got some blueberry cream. Another brew juice. It's berries and cream. It's not really like anything I've ever tasted. It's just really good. I'm live, Ava. Yeah, I did meet up with Coil Fiend, Brian, and he did give me a couple more things to put into the giveaway, so you'll be hearing about that on Saturday. And possibly something else. We will see. Yeah, that well was huge. Yeah, you could dump so much juice in here. So much juice. It's a tall fucker, that's for sure. Alright. Let me get my tripod. Yeah, I can see the tallness of the RDA being a turnoff for some people. But what are you going to do, right? Use it when she isn't around. I'm talking about mech mods. So I put the small section of that airflow. You've seen the airflow was like a big section and it went down to a small section. So I got it wide open on the small section. It's good. Flavor's good. Bake's nice. So far, so good. Good stuff. I got a fucking fly in here. Good stuff. Let's get to the build. I'm gonna catch that fucker. The Sub-Zero X you like a lot. I want that thing. I've always liked Sub-Zero stuff. Sub-Zero is the reason why I bought the Broadside, because I like the Sub-Zero so much and they were so similar. I want to try this build on a mech mod real quick. Yeah, the clouds are good and it's not even wide open. Flavor's good. I could probably close it down for a little better flavor though. This juice is very cloudy though too. I've noticed that about that juice. I just got the Noisy Cricket V2. I was actually thinking about showing that tonight, but I may have to wait for another video because I don't completely understand it. Yes, I've used it. I've used it in parallel, and I've used it in the series that you turn up. I haven't used it in whatchamacallit. Yeah, this fly looks like one of them flies that's getting a little old, so he's a little slow. So I think I might be able to catch him. Get chopsticks. Woo! It's angry on a mech mob. I still haven't dripped it. Yeah, so the juice is now out of it. It's still wet on the coils. Or on the wick, rather. So yeah, you could fill this bad boy up crazy. I mean, I'm filling it up a lot, and I'm only filling it up halfway, so I don't leak. Good stuff. I like how it looks on there, too. I gotta clean the broadside, but looking good. Alright, so reverse Staggerton. So the round wire would be in the middle, spaced, and then you put a stack of ribbon on either side of that wire, of that round wire, and then you fuse it in the gaps. So instead of the ribbon being in the middle, it's round wire in the middle, and instead of round wire being on the sides, it's ribbon on the sides. Instead of the ribbon being staggered, the round wire staggered. Instead of the round wire being naked, it's staggered, the ribbon's naked. So I'll show this picture one more time, even though it's not really what I'm doing. This is more of a groove fused, but you still get the idea. So that's a groove fused version. I want to make the spaces and go in the gaps. And the reason why I want to make these is they do look cool, but builds like this vape very good. If you have one round wire and like 6 or 8 ribbon, it's a very good vape. Even like a half framed staple is a very good vape. Like if you only put 26 and like 6 pieces of ribbon, but not a 26 on the other side, that's also a very good vape. Like a half frame staple. I'm probably going to do 8 plies, 4 on each side. So I got to use 26 stainless steel. Usually I would use, well, the only time I got this built successfully with 0.4, I used 25 gauge. It's very important to know your gauges when you're doing a build like this, because your ribbon can't stick up higher than your round wire. If it does, you're going to have a hell of a time fusing it in the gaps. So your ribbon has to sit lower than your round wire, if you understand why. Let me I can kind of show you why, actually. So if you watch my videos before, you know that 26 gauge and 0.4 are practically the same size. They're the same height. Alright? So using that combo in this build isn't good. Hopefully this pen writes. It does. So 24 gauge and .4 ribbon are practically the same size. Alright? So when you go to fuse it, it's very hard to get it to fall into the gaps because they're so close in size. So since the round wire is going to be in the middle, you want to go for something like this, the round wire and smaller ribbon. So it actually has to go up and hit that. So this would be like a side view, like a cut-off piece view. So you want it to kind of go down like that, because if it goes like this, it's going to be very hard to hit the gaps. And if the ribbon's bigger than the round wire, forget about it. You're not going to hit the gaps. Alright? So it's important to know the sizes of your wires. There's a chart in my Enigma coil video that you could see the sizes in millimeters, but 26 gauge is about the size of .4, which means 28 gauge, so 26 equals like .402, I believe. Alright, and .4 ribbon is obviously .400 in height. And the way sizes go, 28 equals about .3 something. I forget what it is. It's like .311, something like that. So .3 is closer to 28. So basically, if I was using .4, I'd want to go like 24 gauge or 25 gauge. But I don't have any 25 gauge, and I'm not going to go 24. So I want to go 26 gauge with .3 ribbon, so I get more of this effect. The round wire being bigger than the ribbon. Had to try the cage. Alright. Hopefully you guys understand that. So, also keep in mind, when you either twist wire to get it straight or stretch it to get it straight, it also drops in size. So this is 26 gauge stainless steel, because that's pretty much the only 26 gauge I have left right now. Right, straightened out. Bend it around my swivel, twist, put a 90 on this side, I think you're asking if this is my job. No, no. I'm a contractor. I think that's what you're asking. I don't do vaping as a job. Uh, I'm not in the vape industry, I should say, as a job. I'm a contractor. This is all hobby stuff. It's my passion. All right, and I got to use 38 gauge for the yep. Like I said before, once it starts feeling like a job, I'm out. But I don't think it will, as long as I don't try to get paid for anything. Make it work on myself. Yeah, but the ohms fluctuating a lot doesn't matter. It doesn't, it's. I don't care if the ohms are fluctuating. I could really care less as long as it's vaping. I look at the ohms in the beginning and then I pretty much never look at them again. Make sure it's safe, and I'm good. They do fluctuate a lot. I just showed that on the last build that they fluctuate quite a bit. The more heat you give them, the higher they raise. Don't end up making some rap song. Yeah, I'm strongly considering just stopping selling coils and only making them available in giveaways and shit. Or doing very, very little on the selling. Which I'm pretty much doing now anyway, but the selling the coils, it could get stressful. It could really make me hate things. I kind of just don't like it. I like helping people out if it's unavailable to them any other way, or I know when somebody's like, oh man, I like when somebody is passionate about what I'm doing. I don't like telling them no, I'm not gonna be able to give you coils. I don't like doing that because then it just seems like I'm being a dick. But actually saying that I'm going to sell coils and getting into that whole game just doesn't seem fun to me. And then there's lots of people that think because you're sponsored by a couple companies that you know and that you build coils kind of quick and you're good at it, that you should be giving out shit for free all the time or something like that. When you start to sell coils, people come to you and ask to be sponsored. But I have a pretty good job. Always been blessed with work. But if something ever happened and I needed money, you better believe you're going to see me selling coils. So I made a loop out of my 38. And actually, I'm attempting to double loop it. So I wrapped it around the last two gaps made in my space Clapton I started. So lots of people have different ways of getting spaced round wire. I have a lot of different ways just myself. I'm always trying to find a better way of doing this because I feel it's never perfect. I'd much rather space ribbon than round wire. I'll space ribbon all day. When it comes to round wire, it never seems consistent all the time. So I already know what I should have did, and actually I'm just going to start this loop over again so I can kind of show you guys what I'm doing here. So I basically started out Claptoning up this wire, but space Clapton. I'm leaving spaces. Yeah, and you know what? That seems like a really good way to fill up. I mean, that's kind of what Drew was telling me he did. And I've done it before, and you know what? I don't think I've ever really had a problem. I could try that right now. I bet you it would work pretty good. So basically what Philip's saying, I believe, is you do the same thing. I get this. Yeah, I would just parallel Clapton this if I wasn't caring about wasting wire. But with round wire, I just feel like I shouldn't be wasting wire. Ribbon, I don't care. I'll waste the wire all day with ribbon because it just comes out so damn clean. But the thing is with doing it with round wire is it could still move. So I would hate to waste that wire and it still not be good. Because that's the problem, isn't it? Even if you get the spacing good, it could still move after that because it's really just a slinky on a rod that can move up and down when you're finished. So now I cut another piece of 38 off, and what I'm going to do is put that 38 in this gap. I'm going to pinch that 38 with my fingers as well as pinch this one. So I basically got 3 wires in my hand, and I'm going to Clapton down. That's not working so good for me right now. I'd have to practice that. It's not a feeling I have right now. I bet it would be good, but not something. I actually almost do better with a hand loop than that. Suppose I could show you guys the hand loop. I actually do usually do them pretty good. So before there was a weight involved. Actually, no, I think the weight came first. I think people used a weight first, and then I seen this done. Which is kind of on the same basis as what you're doing, just holding it differently. It's a loop method that you hold with your hand. So I make this loop without a weight on it. Yeah, I don't like the button method. My clamp method is a lot like the button method, only better, I think. So I don't like the button method. But the last time I used the button method, the clamp method, it also messed up on me. So now, I got the loop in my hand right here. And now you just got to make sure that you keep the wires in the proper angle when you go down this. But if you can see, I make like a triangle. And it's good because you're always putting the proper weight on it with your finger because you feel it. It's not like you're hanging an addy on there, maybe it's not the proper weight. Obviously, it's a technique that you have to learn. It's not something you're probably just going to pick up on the first time and do it. But if you can learn this way, to hold two wires in one hand, it's fairly easy to go back and fix mistakes if you make any, like I just did. The smaller the loop, the better, too. I got plenty enough wire. Cut that loop off. Cut that wire off. Looks pretty good to me. The good thing about this build is you only need one wire spaced. It's not matching up two wires like a Staggerton. If the spacing's off a little bit, it's not going to be the worst thing. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I've tried that chip clip before too. And I guess I don't quite understand how it's working because I made one just like Jubster, and I don't understand. I have like this thing, it's got the grooves in it, I got the tape on it, I have a cutout for the wire to go in, and it didn't work for me. Alright. So I can cut this off. And now I just got to get my ribbon stacks on either side of this. Now this build can be a pain in the ass. Getting that round wire to stay in the middle could really be a fucking pain in the ass. So I'm going to be binding this pretty good. That's one thing I remember about this build. This build was very hard for me to get down. It just could be a real pain in the ass, especially if you're not using the proper wire sizes like I explained. So, now I'm going to get some 0.3. I'm going to use a mix, 0.3 nichrome and canthal. Yeah, so the way you guys got to go watch Jubster's video. It's a really good video either way. Like I don't get his spacing. It looks like it's an awesome way to do it, but I just don't understand how it's happening. It seems like the tape is making a groove. And I don't know what kind of tape he's using. It's blue tape, but he like squeezes the clip and there's grooves made in his tape. And it seems like them grooves are making the spacing in his wire. But he starts it off with 2 wires, one small wire, only about 10 inches big, or 4 inches big, I think. And then he has his fusing wire coming in to this hole. And eventually the one wire runs out, and I guess the space is made in there, and he just runs right down it. And Rambo kind of does the same thing, too, and I just don't understand it. I heard you could also put a loop in there and it'll work, but it hasn't worked for me. I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish I understood it, but I don't. I've even seen Rambo do it on his Coil Wars video. Him just Claptoning with a clip like this. And I didn't quite understand that, but he was able to Clapton fairly easy with it. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of magic. Some sort of blood magic I haven't learned yet. So, I want to get 4 pieces on each side. So I need 2 times the size of this round wire that I have here. Stretch my ribbon a bit. Get another piece of nichrome out the same size. A little stretch. Now I'm going to get my canthal. I don't really care what order this goes in. Either way, it's going to make a stripe. So I got 2 Canthal .3 and 2 Nichrome .3 at about 16 inches each piece. And now I'm going to grab all 4 of them, stack them together, make sure they're all the same size right here. Run my fingers down to the other end, kind of pull it tight. Find the smallest piece of ribbon here and cut them all the same size. Get anything that's bent off of there, anything nasty. And now I'm going to try something a little different since this is .3. I'm going to get my water. Get some on my fingers, and I'm going to run some water down it right now before I bend it. And this is going to make the ribbons stick together and hopefully easier for me to stack them. This .3 is a little harder for me since it's smaller. I get kind of fat fingers and I'm so used to .5 and .4 that .3. And then I could bend it in half. You see that they're staying together right now. Alright. So I don't want to bend it too much because I still got to put that round wire in the middle. So I'm just going to get more water on my fingers and run down both of them at the same time, just to get that ribbon to stay together as I drop the round wire in there. And you just got to be careful of the round wire. You don't want to mess up your spacing. So I'm going to get my loop closed in. Get the round wire in the middle. This first bind is very important. All day vape is ADV. Just a short way of saying all day vape. And man, that beeping's getting on my nerves. Alright. Got that round wire in the middle of my stack. Now I'm going to grab some scrap 40 gauge I have around. And I'm going to wrap it up really good. Make sure that that round wire and that ribbon stayed stacked the way I want them. Alright, now that I got that, I'm going to grab my hot glue. I have like 5 long sticks of hot glue sitting around, but the small stick's always the one that's closest to me. Always the one I see first is the smallest one. If I was looking for the smallest one, I'd find the bigger ones, of course. So I got that hot glued. I want to make sure the stack stays good as that hot glue dries. And now I just want to come down the wire a little bit. Just walking my fingers down. Make sure you don't slide your fingers because that's going to mess up the spaces if you slide. So you kind of just want to walk down. If it's not wrapping good and it's not staying stacked the way that you want it, undo it and redo it because your prep work really has to be good on this coil. That round wire is not going to want to stay in the middle. It's going to want to come out. So basically I'm going to bind the shit out of this. I'm probably going to have like 5 binds going down the whole thing. I wouldn't do only like 3. I just don't think it would be a good idea. So let me kind of show you what I'm doing. There's the loop with the round wire in the middle. And then I came down to where it's spaced. And binded that together. Came down a little more, walked down. And even that ribbon looks a little funky. I gotta make sure that that's okay. Yeah. Might have just been the angle I was looking at it. But I do got to be careful. And now I just got to do like 3 more of them. I would say the thing that helped most with this so far, because even this part could be a real pain in the ass, but I think the thing that helped most is the water. Helped the most in getting this far. The water's keeping that ribbon together for me. So I only have to worry about getting that round wire in the middle, and that's it. But as long as I prep this the right way, the fusing should be good. It should be as quick as a Staggerton. It's just you gotta get this prep good. Can't stress it enough. Most builds, the prep work is the most important part. If you want to get clean builds and be successful, it's like that saying, give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, and I'll spend 4 hours sharpening my axe. Alright, now I'm at the end. The end bind is very important because that's where you're going to start. If you have a good start, it should get you towards a good finish. I'm going to be getting stormed soon. Oh, man. No wonder why it's so fucking muggy and humid right now. It feels like we're going to get a storm soon. That's why I was late, too. I was napping too much. The weather makes me really tired when it's rainy. I'm very much so affected by the weather. Alright. So, one more thing before I fuse this. I want to hot glue the drill end. Wow. So I want to make sure that I pull my ribbon tight while I hot glue this. What's up, Paul? Oh, Rich, what's up? So I'll show the people that just came in what I'm up to. I'm about to fuse the wire that I'm doing tonight. Hopefully all goes well. The fusing, as long as you prep good. Dan, what's up? So just a round wire staggered, 4 pieces of ribbon on either side. Reverse Staggerton. All the hornies are here. So when I start this, I'm not going to worry so much about the beginning because all the spacing's fucked up from when I started. When I was doing my space Clapton, I was messing around with different techniques. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put one more bind in the middle of my first two binds. Because I just want a good start. And I'm going to go out more hot glue on this. I just want to make sure everything stays good in the beginning. I really want this wire to go well. I'd rather take another couple minutes for extra precautions. Alright, forged in wire. It doesn't matter. I wrap it the same, but it doesn't matter. Cool, Paul. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Makes it dry faster. The Richie Oliver trick is right. It definitely works. Absolutely positively makes it dry faster. No question about it. It's just science. Yeah, I guess that is a grim and oh boy tactic. But really, if everybody took their vape and went, you'll feel it's cool no matter how hot your vape is. You'll feel it's cool. It's science. Yeah, and moist too. Now, granted, if you go, that's cool also, but I think it's a couple degrees cooler with the vape. Yep, and you got vape hands. Alright, I'm not spinning center. Just gotta center this build in my drill. You understand the enigma, but my brain bleeds. Yeah, the enigma's a pain in the ass. No matter if you know it or not, it's still hard to accomplish. If you get done an enigma, you should be proud of yourself. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm not big on the enigmas either. But some people tell me they really like them. Guess it depends what wires you use. I don't dig them. I don't dig mohawks either. Sukas. Any build that sits up high and has a big profile usually ain't for me. So I'm pulling like hardly any tension on this when I'm fusing because I don't want anything to get out of control. And then I get up to the point that I have a bind in there. And I'll go close up so you guys can see me fuse this. And my throat is all funny right now. He said, I only vape Nick, so I can't speak for anybody's. Everybody's enigmas, but Nick's are shitty. They're all about the same. Yeah, I bet single coils enigmas probably vape all right if you parallel them with something. All right, Steve. Thanks for hanging out, man. Pressing down very lightly, very light pressure all around when I'm fusing, when I'm pressing down. You don't want to knock anything out of whack. Let me get a bit more done, and I'll go close up again. It's like once you stop to crimp it, you gotta make sure that you get right back on track right away. Because once you reverse it, it bends the wire. And makes it hard to get it straight back in there. I'm up to the next bind. Alright, bro. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the kind words. Whoa, battery, it's been on the charger the whole fucking time. Are you kidding me? Here comes the thunder. And that's why the prepping's important. The prepping and holding the drill tight back makes the whole stack tighten up. So think if you weren't pulling ribbon, it would kind of have. It's a lot like this. So if I don't pull tension from one point to the other, it's going to be all flimsy. But once I pull tension, it gets straight. And that's important, to pull your drill back and get that straight. It'll look like mine. Plus, a problem that I have a lot, that probably a lot of people have, is sometimes you just gotta your trust your hands and just press down on the trigger. Sometimes let her rip. Sometimes I get into this stage where I'm going real slow and I'm actually making more mistakes than if I just press the trigger and let my hand-eye coordination pick up the slack. When you're going slow and thinking too much and trying to move the wire too much, it could fuck up shit. You just gotta trust yourself sometimes. And if you make a little mistake, just make sure you're able to stop. That's why I like to pulse the drill. If you notice, I pulse a lot. I go zzz, zzz, zzz. This way, if I make a mistake, I didn't go too far ahead. But I'm still always making forward progress because my hand's catching up when the drill stops for a second. Guess I might as well get one more close up. I got less than a half an inch of wire to fuse. Yeah, Brad's definitely been getting better. If you guys haven't checked him out on Instagram, definitely go over there and see. He's definitely getting better and better. As much as I'd like to take credit for it, you gotta give yourself some credit too. I don't force nobody to pick up a drill and practice. I just show you what you could do when you do it. Alright, that wasn't too bad. All done. Not bad at all. Yeah. I wouldn't say unnatural all the way. I've always had good hands, but don't be fooled. It was a lot of practice. I didn't just start doing this. I've been doing this for quite a bit. If I do anything for 3 years, I'd get good at it. It's about 3 years. It's getting very close to 3 years on Instagram. Pretty close. It's more like, it's like 2.5. I think I got like 6 months to call it 3 years. Alright. So now when you wrap this, I'll show it to you. But when you wrap this, you do want to be careful because it does that same thing as a Staggerton does. there's grooves in it, and they can grab on each other and rip each other. You don't owe me nothing. Nobody owes me nothing. Let me flip it over. Usually the one side is dug into the fuse a little more. Where are you? Yeah, see, still the 0.3 barely made it into that space, so you can imagine. Why is my camera picture so shitty right now? The gauges are 26 gauge is the round wire inside. The round wire inside is 26, and then 4 pieces of 0.3 rib. This is all upside down to use, guys. 1 second, I'll switch it around. And all the wire is 38 fuse clap. Thanks, guys. Oh yeah, speaking of wire porn, I actually did yesterday. I'm going to show this in pictures tomorrow. But I actually sat down and did a full helix yesterday. Because I know the last video, I didn't really show you guys a full one. I just showed you what it would look like if you just did a regular helix. So here's a full helix. Actually counted out the spaces. This is 7 helix wires. Got a really nice angle on them. I got square wire in the middle. Yeah, this is hand wrapped. You can't do these with a drill and make them come out good. So this is all hand wrapped. Yeah, came out pretty good. Pretty nice. So I'm going to do one more. And I really got to get on making making the tutorials again. I still got to do the frame staple, and then maybe this will be next. But let me show you what the other side looks like, because I keep telling these guys you can't flip it over. So the other side looks like this. Alright, it's uniform, but something happens. Stuff like that happens. I guess it's uniform, but you could see that the angle isn't as dramatic. Oh yeah, Dan, you asked about the snake spine. So the deal with the snake spine is, I really want to do a snake spine video. I really do. I want to do that and a razorback. The problem is I have no 36 gauge, and 36 gauge is perfect for snake spine. I don't want to do it in any other gauges. Alright, Stanley. So, the snake spine will come as soon as Pure Adamus did let me know that the wire will be in very shortly. They just had a couple big orders come in, big wholesale orders, and it just kind of messed them up for a little bit there. So if you've been waiting on Pure Adamus to get stuff in, it's just, you know, it's coming in, I believe, the 28th, I want to say. So I don't know what today's date is. Today's the 22nd. So I think by the 28th, it will, the 28th, everything will be all back to normal with Pure Adamus, and they'll have all the wire back in. So that's why I haven't been doing snake spine, no 36 gauge, and it's, in my opinion, it's the only gauge to use for that. Just the way it bends, and the same thing with the razorback. I don't have a lot of 0.2 ribbon left, and that's like the perfect wire to show you guys. So yeah, square wire, that's from Kidney Puncher. Kidney Puncher is the only place that carries square wire. So they have 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. That was 0.4 by 0.4 square wire. It's expensive. So just so you know, square wire is fucking expensive. Definitely got to break the piggy bank for that shit. The difference between that and ribbon is 0.4 by 0.1. Alright, so this will just be easier to explain. All's ribbon is it's a rectangular wire. Alright, it's a rectangular wire. This measurement is 0.1 millimeter, or it might be 0.1. Hold on. No, it's 0.1. So 0.1 millimeter. And then this measurement is 0.4 if it's 0.4 ribbon. Alright. I forget how much the square wire was. I actually acquired that off of a buddy in a trade. So I remember going to Kidney Puncher and being like, God damn. I want to say like 100 feet was like $40. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure 100 feet was like $40. It's fucking expensive. It's fun to play with. It doesn't vape extremely well, but it's expensive. Alright, so square wire is literally square. So 0.4 square wire is 0.4 by 0.4. Alright, so square wire, ribbon wire. Yeah, it's pretty strong stuff. It's pretty strong. It's like, so 0.4 ribbon is the equivalent to 26 gauge with corners. So it's really like 24. It feels like that. It's very strong. It's a very strong wire, very rigid. Like it's kind of hard to bend, but it's fun to play with. It's fun putting in the middle of ribbon stacks like I did with that helix that I apparently lost. There it is. It's fun to put in the middle of ribbon stacks or stuff like that. I've aliened with point 0.3 and point 0.2 before. If you search in my feed, you can find that. I've Clapton with it. I've made arched Claptons with it. I try to save it for stuff. I try to use it very sparingly because I don't think I'll buy it again. Hopefully one day Pure Atomist gets it. So I literally dripped this 2 times the whole video. This will be the 3rd time. Now granted, there's like 10 milliliters missing out of this new bottle because the well's so damn big. Three drips. Look how much juice is going. Yeah, they gotta charge people for wire. If they gave all wire away for free, then companies would go out of business. Alright, all day vape. Why is what bright yellow? The juice? That's just the color. Yeah, that's just the color of it. They're actually very clean juices. Like, they don't dirty your cotton, like, forever. It may be steeped a little bit. Alright, let me wrap these coils. So like I said, you want to be very careful when you're wrapping it. You don't want the sides to touch because they may rip each other. But when it's 0.3 and there's round wire involved, it's not very hard to wrap. 0.3 ribbon is actually very easy to wrap the proper way. Figured I'd get a first person shooter of me wrapping this. No, actually, these are from Home Depot. They actually come with a pair of close cutters too. They're actually some kind of they're called Crescent, and they're awesome. These needle noses are the shit, and they come with like really good close cutters. They're like $13 for the set. Usually in the tool corral at Home Depot. Alright, so my biggest dilemma is ripping out them aliens, but I guess I will. Oh, well, I have mad needle noses from Coil Master. I have like 3 Coil Master tool kits already. I shouldn't have bent the one yet. Looks like I got more clean wire in it that I can erase some of the bad stuff. Thanks, guys. No Home Depots in the UK, huh? Nah, I'm actually okay with that one little mistake. The other coil's good, so I'm good. And these things are going to be awesome, I guarantee it. Alright. So I guess I'll get them in the Springer real quick, and I'll show you the ohms. I'm not lighting them yet. Yeah, you haven't been to Home Depot, you haven't lived. Let me just, I guess, vape the rest of this fucking shit. Yeah, these are going to be fairly high considering it's 0.3. They're going to be pretty high, and it's 26 gauge, 0.3 ribbon. They're not going to be too low. I'm going to want to install these right into something else. I don't really have anything open right here on the table right now. No. Nah, Dead Rabbit's got a build in there. Nah, I mean, I made this to, I have whatchamacallits just to check the ohms. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Fuck taking that build out. You guys will see pictures of it later. Yeah, just look on. I bet you they have them. I mean, these are made in the U.S., but look for Crescent. That's the brand, Crescent. And they just, right at the tip, they hold perfectly flush. I use these things. You guys will see these every video. I don't think I have one of the, I think I broke all the snips I had. Yeah, I seen them on Twisted Mess's video, and I always searched them out, found them at Home Depot, and I buy them every time now. Alright. All right. So, Brad, you were right. They're going to start out at 0.09 dual coil. And whoever said 0.12 is probably right with after fire. After fire, they're probably going to be around a 0.11, 0.12. So 0.09 before, 0.12 after. Dual coil. This is a single. Yeah, Brad's killing it tonight. He's winning goons. He's guessing ohms. He's got a couple buddies in the UK. Everybody's got to be more like Brad. Yeah, next is the lottery. He said, I'm losing hair. Things are looking up from here, Brad. Yeah, I think I'm going to get that new recoil. I'm going to try to get a video up of it as soon as I can. I'm probably going to hop on the pre-order. I'm going to try this week if I can. I know I got a lot of bills this week, but we'll see. Oh yeah, you started getting a receding hairline in high school. I got a lot of friends like that. Alright, guys. I think I am going to call it a night. This rain's starting to make me tired. Getting another 3-hour video, god damn. The cloudy vapor has what, the recoil? The new recoil? Isn't it still on pre-order? Thanks, guys. Yeah. Huh. I'll check that out. And it is AV10 for 10% off. Cloudy vapor. Alright, I'll check that out. Yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. They started shipping today. Alright. Cool. I'll have to check that out. All right, Bones, Brad, Doug, everybody, Justin, Bobby Blindy, Andrew, Dan, Shane, Brady, anybody I forgot. Peace out. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you Saturday, maybe an earlier video on Instagram sometime this week. Peace.